You open your eyes. It is cold and dark all around. The air is filled with the smells of dampness, dirty water, and something edible that is somewhere far away. The muffled noise of the city comes from above. You hear movement, as if a huge world is right above your head. You try to get up and realize that everything has changed. Now you are a little inhabitant of a huge underground world. Your senses work differently. Every smell becomes an important signal. Every sound can mean danger or an opportunity to find food. You are deep under the streets of the city, in a place that people almost never see. The sewer system seems empty and dead, but in fact it has its own ecosystem. Here every day thousands of small creatures are looking for food, hiding from enemies and trying to live another day. And right now you have only one problem: hunger. Your body requires energy, but there is no familiar food around that a person could just buy or cook. This is where you need to look. You start moving along the wet wall, following the smells. Every corner can lead to a find, and it can lead to danger. In the dark, you notice a small piece of food left over from what was washed off the streets. For a human, it is garbage. It is a chance for you to live another day. You ray coming slowly, but you ray not the only one who has smelled it. Quiet footsteps are heard somewhere nearby. Someone else is going to this food. And in a world where every gram of food can decide whether you survive or not, giving in means staying hungry. And then you freeze. A black rat appears in front of you. She is older than you, bigger, and already knows the rules of this place. You ray both looking at a piece of food. You take a step back. It is not because you ray weaker. It is because you ray just beginning to understand this world. Rats don't survive by force. Their main secret is caution. They rarely take unnecessary risks. They first explore the territory, memorize safe paths, and always leave themselves the opportunity to escape. Finally, another rat grabs the food and disappears into the darkness. You ray left alone, but you keep looking, because there is another important law in this world. Never count on just one opportunity. You move further down the tunnel. Your new senses are noticing things that you would never have seen before. Footprints of other animals, leftover food, places where other rats have recently passed. Every piece of information can save a life. And gradually you begin to realize that the sewers are not just dirty pipes under the city. It is a real maze. The rats here have their own roads, their own shelters, and even their own rules. They know where to find food. They know which places are dangerous. And the most amazing thing is that they remember all this. A rat can memorize a difficult route through many turns and find its way again after a long time. But while you ray exploring this world, you still don't know the main problem. Eating is only one part of the struggle, because there are creatures in the darkness of the sewers for whom you yourself are prey. And very soon you will have to face your first real threat. You keep moving forward. The water is slowly flowing down the pipes, and every step you take is a light echo. And suddenly you notice a faint smell of food coming from above. There is a sewer outlet somewhere nearby. Leftovers from the streets end up there. Pieces of fruit, bread, and other things that people accidentally leave behind. The hunger is getting stronger. You ray getting closer to the surface. And for the first time in a long time you see the light. But with the light comes something else, danger. You hear movement. Not like a red ass, more severe. It is slow. You freeze. A cat appears under the bars. Your main fear, because it is the only animal that can easily catch you. They have better reflexes and endurance. But in your case, everything is fine because she is under the bars. But you decide to leave here anyway. After several trips, you finally found yourself a small piece of cheese. Yes, the cheese is not as flavorful and not as clean, but you have no other choice. You carefully picked it up and ate it. Now you need to find a safe place to rest. However, there is something even more surprising. Other movements are visible in the distance. Other rats. These are not just random inhabitants of sewers. They have their own world, own group, and soon you'll find out why rats never survive alone. Yes, now you need to find your team, but it is not an easy task. Because here the team gathers according to its category. Black and strong rats are on the same team. There are agile and fast rats in one team. So you ray not going to look for your team yet. Instead, you ray looking for an empty, safe, and ideal room for a good night's sleep. You've finally found a cozy place to sit for a while, and so you carefully lie down, slowly close your eyes and fall asleep. And while you lay sleeping, we'll talk about an interesting topic. Who else lives here besides rats and snakes? The first inhabitant is a red cockroach. They often live in sewers, feeding on sewage. Their main food is fat and waste products. And the most interesting thing is that we drain food waste ourselves, thereby feeding cockroaches. The second inhabitant is larvae. The same disgusting bacteria are very common in sewers. By eating everything in the sewer, from leftovers to paper and cardboard. Even more interesting is that when a rat cannot find food, it can feed on larvae and cockroaches. Yes, this is an extreme option for a rat. It is better to eat cockroaches than to stay hungry. Now let us talk about the body of a rat, and also about their abilities. Rats have a unique intelligence, phenomenal physical strength and outstanding vitality. They can fit through coin-sized holes, hold their breath underwater for up to 3 minutes, and withstand high levels of radiation, so they can live in sewers for years. And not only in the sewers, they can live in both heat and cold. They adapt to any conditions. As for their abilities, they can go for months without drinking water, which is comparable to camels. They can also drink any dirty water, and this is completely normal for them. So water is not a problem for them. The most interesting thing is that rats have very developed emotions and intelligence. For example, rats can count food, which helps them distribute food supplies, and also talk to each other and share the loot. Even if one rat is very hungry, it still divides its prey into all groups.